Hold on to your hats, movie fans. It looks like we're headed for a nail-biting box office showdown this weekend. Initial Thursday preview numbers are in, and the race for the top spot is incredibly tight. But here's the million-dollar question: will magic or mayhem prevail? Early buzz suggests that Lionsgate's Now You See Me 3, Now You Don't might just have the edge, pulling in a cool $2.1 million from Thursday previews. Several insiders were feeling confident last night, and that number already surpasses the $1.75 million its predecessor, Now You See Me 2, earned back in June 2016. This is a strong start, signaling potential staying power. However, Paramount is hot on its heels with their massive $110 million reimagining of The Running Man. The film grossed a solid $1.9 million across 3,000 theaters on Thursday night. And this is the part most people miss: both films are aiming for a weekend haul of $20 million or more, setting the stage for a potentially explosive box office battle. Critics seem to be fairly aligned on both films, with Rotten Tomatoes showing Running Man with a slight lead at 64% compared to Now You See Me 3 at 59%. But here's where it gets controversial: critical acclaim doesn't always translate to box office success. Audience appeal and word of mouth can often be the deciding factors. Now You See Me 3 has a secret weapon in its arsenal: a PG-13 rating. What does this mean? It broadens the film's appeal, making it a viable option for both date night and family outings. The previous two Now You See Me films generated a significant portion, between 67% and 80%, of their global box office revenue from international markets. It's also worth noting that Lionsgate frequently licenses out foreign distribution rights to help finance their productions. Now You See Me 3 carries a net production cost of over $90 million before marketing and distribution expenses, P&A. Meanwhile, Running Man's preview numbers are comparable to Neon's The Monkey, which also earned $1.9 million in previews before racking up $5.8 million on Friday and a $14 million three-day total. However, Running Man is lagging behind the performance of another sci-fi reboot, Tron Ars from the 1980s, which launched last month with a robust $14.4 million Friday and a $33.2 million weekend. To give you some historical context, the original Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, debuted in the exact same mid-November timeframe back in 1987, claiming the #1 spot with $8.1 million, not adjusted for inflation. The film ultimately grossed $38.1 million domestically and earned a B+ cinema score, all on a reported $27 million production budget. It held the top spot for a second weekend before being dethroned by Disney Touchstone's Three Men and a Baby during the Thanksgiving holiday. Running Man ranked as the 30th highest-grossing film of 1987, a year dominated by Beverly Hills Cop, $153.6 million, Platoon, $136.7 million, and Fatal Attraction, $125.9 million. Following the success of Predator that summer, which was then Schwarzenegger's highest-grossing film at $60 million domestic, Running Man underperformed slightly, although its North American earnings were comparable to earlier Schwarzenegger hits like Commando, Conan the Barbarian, and The Terminator. But here's the catch: it's a marathon, not a sprint. With Thanksgiving just 2 weeks away, both films have the potential to build momentum and enjoy a long run at the box office. Smart marketing and positive word of mouth could be the keys to long-term success. In other news, 20th Century Studios' Predator: Badlands, which held the #1 spot last week, earned an estimated $1.7 million yesterday, a 26% drop from Wednesday, bringing its first-week total to $53.2 million. The Elle Fanning movie is expected to decline by around 60% in its second weekend, which is typical for films in this genre. So, what do you think? Will Now You See Me 3 pull off its magic trick and take the crown, or will Running Man outpace the competition? And more importantly, which film are you most excited to see? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to hear your predictions. Could it be that audiences are tiring of reboots, even if the original had a cult following? Or is the star power and concept of Running Man enough to overcome any skepticism?